Alright, what is going on, my dudes? So we're back here today looking at the haul from Cyber Weekend. Alright, these are all the champs I got, and I duped that negative who I just grinded for. Pretty cool to have him and, duped now. And we're going to be taking one of my new mutants all the way up to rank 3. Now, I pulled both Apocalypse and Professor X on Cyber Weekend. Two of the champs I've been hunting for just so long, and we got them just back to back like that, man. Now Professor X was from the selector, the 2020 champ selector. Apocalypse was going to be my choice from that selector. As soon as I saw that, I was like, it's time to finally get Apocalypse. And then he popped up in my last 6-star basic crystal, the Nexus, the 6-star Nexus. And I just couldn't believe it. I was watching back the video after I edited it, and I literally stared at the screen for about 60 seconds while I was opening the Nexus. And so many people commented about it in the comments. It was so funny. I didn't even realize I did it while I was doing it. I was so shocked that Apocalypse popped up, after Human Torch popped up, after CGR popped up, and after Mr. Negative popped up. It was just like banger, banger, banger. And it all started with Gamora too, which was so funny. So it was just an insane run of 6 Nexus crystals. I opened 7. We're not counting the Gamora one. It was the first time dupe on Gamora, and I actually don't hate Gamora. But, crazy, man. Just crazy. And it was out of the last one, too. And, I was so annoyed because I accidentally spent 9,000 more units than I had to. I didn't understand the store. I didn't understand it. I didn't read anything. I was like, oh, this store is here to replace the unit offers. Obviously, I have to buy everything. And I was looking at my units and I was like, oh my god, I accidentally spent 9,000 more than I had to. But if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't have pulled APOC, because there was like a Nexus crystal in one of the ones that I probably wouldn't have picked up for 4,000 units, right? So would I spend 9,000 units for APOC? Yeah, I think I would. So overall, I think it worked out. RNG was on my side. I accidentally gambled my units, and I think it worked out. So finally, I have this guy up at rank 3. Now, when we go to my mutants here, they look a lot better, man, with him on the top. Here, let's go over to the live game. Let's do this live. I have this pre-recorded right here. It looks so much better with APOC up there, man. I mean, my mutant roster was pretty stacked as it was, right? Up to Magneto are rank 3. So Namor, Omega Red, my favorite mutant, Sunspot, Magneto White, White Mags, Archangel, who I love, Cable, who I run with my 5-star APOC, finally have the 6-star rank 3 APOC, Magneto, all at rank 3, amazing champs. Then I have Wolverine, Weapon X, Colossus, and Emma Frost up at rank 2, alright? I'd love to get those 3 champs to rank 3 eventually, but they just took a massive step back in line because we got Apocalypse and also we got Professor X, who, spoiler alert, man, I mean, he's probably, look out for a rank 3 Professor X video probably this week, because, I mean, they're both going to rank 3, without a doubt. And when it comes to, mutant materials and catalysts, I have 2 more. I have 2 more of these catalysts, and I think what I'm going to do with Professor X is, I think I'm going to use one of these 2 to 3 rank up gems to save tier 4 class catalysts, essentially, right? That's the idea. So yeah, I'm gonna have 2 more T5CC. There's like a small part of me that wants to save one, possibly for Kitty Pride. If I pulled Strife, I would take Strife up to rank 3. I still have my 5-star Strife at rank 4 because I really do like Strife. I would like to have him at rank 3 as a 6-star for the future. I like him a lot. I know some people don't like him. Personally, I've always been a big fan. The 3 mutants that I felt like I was missing in my roster were APOC, Professor X, and Strife. And I pulled 2 of them yesterday, so I can't really complain, right? So now, Strife is the 1 mutant that I feel like I'm missing. And at the end of the day, he's not as good as APOC and Professor X and Omega Red and Archangel, so I feel like I'm pretty much set here with mutants, man. Of course, you can just imagine Professor X right there in the squad ranked up, because he's definitely going up. And then after that, I think I am leaning Weapon X to the next rank 3, and then after that, probably Colossus finally. So everyone can be happy with the Colossus rank up finally. But I do have some gameplay already recorded, then we'll do a little bit of live gameplay as well. Yeah, let's just start jumping right in, man. So over here, I built a little team. around Apoc, and this is a pretty darn good team for him, full of great champions, man. All of my Apoc teams are full of great champions. This is one that's like gonna really benefit Apoc a lot. I'll show you the synergies. My favorite Apoc team is not this team. My favorite Apoc team, I'll tell you in a second, but this, you know, for synergies and stuff, obviously the Cable synergy lets them start with 4 genetic code. Super amazing. The two of them together are one of the best duos in the game, no doubt about it. Cable's so good, Apoc amazing. So this one is an insane synergy for Apocalypse for long form content like Labyrinth and Gauntlet and even Realm of Legends, right? If you're doing potion farming just for fun. And even Act 7, Act 6, like he doesn't need this, but it just makes him better. So activating special attack 1 or 2 increases the potency of personal burst damage by 25%. This can stack up to plus 300%. And I have a Labyrinth solo in here. I'll show you. You're gonna see, man, the burst damage, it massively increases by an astronomical amount. It is crazy. It really, really goes up a lot, man. So this is a great synergy for sure for Apocalypse. Great synergy for Strife too, right over here. Just a little bit here, plus 25% special attack damage for his Cerebro charge. Not bad, right? Definitely a good synergy. If your Professor X is ramped up, that's plus 100%. But you can't always ramp up Professor X, but he's such a great synergy partner for your mutants. And then here's a synergy not a lot of people talk about ever, which is fair because it's not needed, but it's nice to have. So for like a little fun showcase like this, I feel like it's nice to have for this Realm of Legends fight. So gain a precision buff during special attacks for each damage over time debuff and stagger passive on the opponent. So random with Juggernaut there, right? Because you get the, you know, the heavy attack staggers, so the rest of them have all the damage over time. Each increase in critical rating by plus 375. So with Apocalypse, you essentially have your 4 debuffs, your pause debuffs, right? 2 from special 1, 2 from special 2, and then you pause them with the special 3, and then you can get bleed debuffs on the heavy attack, so you can get a nice, you know, precision that's going to make your special attacks crit a lot, which is really good. You know, more damage. So yeah, basically, you probably know how Apocalypse works. He's one of the top champs in the game, one of the most loved champions in the entire game. I'm sure you know how he works. But if you don't know, I like to go special 2, special 1. If it's a long fight, special 3. If not, I go special 2, special 1, special 1, and they're usually dead. So my favorite Apocalypse team, by the way, before we go in here, is Apocalypse, Cable, Professor X, White Magneto, and Strife. I love that team. I have 4 of them as 6 stars. I'm missing Strife. Another great one instead of either White Mags or no, White Mags needs to be there for Cable. So instead of Professor X, you could throw, no, because you need him. Instead of Strife, if it's not long form content, then you could throw on Colossus, make Apocalypse even a little bit more suicide friendly with Professor X, have him heal from the poison, okay? So if you're not doing long form content, there's no need for Strife, and then you're gonna have Cable be super suicide friendly with, you know, the poison resistance from White Mags. You're going to gain even more poison resistance from Professor X and Colossus. Colossus is a beast, right? And then also Apocalypse is going to be suicide friendly too. Mutant class is all about team building, and Apocalypse is kind of the center for that too. Professor X and Apocalypse are like dad and dad. They're both dads, right? I was gonna say mom and dad, but they're both dads, right? They're both dads together, and they build the team, the family tree in so many ways, and make the mutant class so much more suicide friendly. Who's already a suicide friendly class, right? And they make them just more tanky and everything else, man. So yeah, there's just, these 2 champs are so important to have if you have a lot of good mutants like I do. So it feels great to finally have him. Let's show some gameplay. I'm talking about Apocalypse as if he's like a synergy helper, but like he's not, because he's just an absolute freaking beast at 4 genetic code. I actually, you know, I don't like him without Cable. I don't like him starting at 1 genetic code. Not the biggest fan. He, you know, he feels slower, but when you have your 4 genetic code, man, oh, he is so good. So what I like to do with Apocalypse personally, I like to build just under, you know, 2-3 bars of power in most fights, right? I like to play very aggressive, get up here, and now a big, nice special 2, okay? You got the concussion, and you have the degen on the opponent. That was a huge special 2, lots of burst damage. Now I like to go right for the special 1. I'll refresh all my debuffs right here with the heavy attack into the special 1. And the Strife synergy is already putting in some work, man. You can see That's already plus 50% potency on the burst damage. Now we're going to go for another special one, plus 75% burst damage, right? So check this out. We're going to go here. We're going to refresh the debuffs first with the heavy attack just in case. Look at this, 13k per each burst. And now he's dead. He's just dead, man. That was a quick fight. Quick fight. I want to see how long exactly was it. Because that was like nothing. It was 64 hits, right? The fight started here at 41 seconds, and it was over here at 1 minute and 45 seconds. So it was about 60 seconds, and it could have been faster. I took a couple hits. This was my one and only attempt on the fight. It just goes to show you, man, Mcoc is a freaking beast. Now we're gonna jump into, Labyrinth here, show you some longer content. Old Man Logan. I took off Professor X and Jabari from the team. I brought in Nick Fury to take down Red Hulk, and I brought in White Mag so I can parry this guy, indefinitely. So I told you about the nice Strife synergy for long form content, right? It's so good. It's so good for long form content, dude. So yeah, as you can see, we're kind of starting this fight the same way. I like to go for special 2, special 1, and then in longer form content, like I said, like Abyss, like in Labyrinth, even Gauntlet, you kind of want to lock in these debuffs. And the way you lock in the debuffs is you go for the special 3, okay? So right here, we got our special 2 going. We could skip forward a tiny bit, right? Because we just watched the Winter Soldier fight. We did a special 1 here. We got our debuffs. Now what I want to do is I want to get to a special 3, okay? So I'll show you what happens when we get to a special 3, of course. We're going to lock in all of these debuffs. Nice little evade there, right? And here we go, special 3. And as you can see, by the time I get to a special 3, Old Man Logan's already down to 64% health. So the damage is really, really good as we're going along. And now from here, you don't have to worry about getting heavy attacks in. Don't have to worry about your debuffs falling off. Not that they'll ever fall off because they're so long, right? But yeah, as you can see, they start doing a lot more damage too, taking for 1449. Which is really good. I think that's every half second. So that's going to be doing about 3,000 damage every second just from damage over time, which is really not bad at all, man. A nice little bonus. His basic attacks hit pretty darn good. His special attacks hit very hard. So really good stuff here. At this point, I had a plan. I was like, I'm going to go for a special 2 right into special 1. Okay, now keep in mind, we're in the Labyrinth. So what does that mean? That means that they can evade whenever they want. So keep that in mind for a second. Okay, so we're going to bait out a special 2 here from Old Man Logan if he's kind enough to throw it. I don't know if he's going to, though, because he just seems very stingy today, right? So here comes the special 2 from Old Man Logan, and he evaded my medium, or my light attack, whatever it was. So the special 2 went right into block, so I built all the way up for nothing, essentially, but we still did get the potency increase. So look at this now. The burst damage on every little burst is essentially 16,000. And I think there are 5 of those. So that is like a lot of damage, man. A lot of extra burst damage. And now we're going to go for another special 1 here, okay? And it's going to be even higher. Check it out. 17,774. I think it's 6 of them. I think it's 6 special 1 bursts. Watch right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And they're doing for about 20k each there, which is just... That's so much extra damage, man. So when you're in Abyss, or Labyrinth, or Gauntlet, or anything like that, right? This Strife synergy is enormous. 23k each. That's crazy, man. That is crazy burst damage, and that wasn't even all the way ramped up. So think about that for a second, man. The potential on Mcoc for this long form content, right? It's crazy how high his damage could potentially get. So there's a reason why everybody loves Mcoc, is because he can do stuff like that. He's great for short form content, he's great for long form content, he's good for AQ, he's good for AW. He's one of those champions who is literally good everywhere. There aren't too many champions like that. Mcoc is one where you don't know who to put on the team. You toss him on, he's probably going to be good. The amount of utility on this guy is just absolutely insane. He goes bleed immune, incinerate immune, immune to disorient, which is so much more useful than you actually think it will be. It actually comes in handy every now and then. He's kind of, he's stun immune while he's attacking, right? So he's kind of immune to nodes like encroaching stun and stuff like that. Not the #1 option for it, but he's immune to it in a way. He has the damage over time, he has good damage on specials, decent damage on basic hits. There's so much that he can do. So with all that being said, let's jump into some endgame content, right? Some act content, and just find something for Mcoc to do very quickly. Act 7 is so weird to me because I just like don't remember any of it. So I'm looking at it. You know, a lot of people are like, why do you only do Act 6 content for your ultimate showcases? I literally just don't remember what's in these quests. And at first I thought it was like maybe because I did, you know, legend runs for chapter 1 and chapter 2, but then I didn't do a legend run for chapter 3 and it's not memorable to me either. So maybe I'll look through it and try to find something Mcoc could be good for. If not, we're going to Act 6. Maybe we could take him up against the evil white box boss. That might be a good one. All right, I found this in the first quest of Act 7. So another thing that's so great about Apocalypse is that, you know, the opponent can't purify debuffs, and this creates a couple bugs in the game. For example, Nebula fights Apocalypse, and then she could bleed and poison if you run the Suicide Masteries, right? So that has to be worked out. But point is, you know, right here, Mighty Charge, right? When performing a medium dash attack, the defender purifies all active debuffs and becomes immune to future debuffs. But when you're fighting with Apocalypse, that's not gonna really work because you can't purify any debuffs. So that's really great. So we can go ahead and show that off here. And that's gonna be great. That's great against, you know, champions like Kingpin, Agent Venom, Mole Man, all those annoying defenders, right? Who just shrug off your debuffs. Not gonna work, right? Against Apocalypse. Now there is Gotta Light here and Pleasure the Burn, so we have to just make sure that we have, what do you call it, an Incinerate on the opponent before we throw our special attacks. Then we're going to be good to go. And that's also, that should be, it looks like he shrugged that one off. Maybe he can shrug off the Incinerates, but he can't shrug off the personal debuffs. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see. But anyway, let's bait out the special 2. All right, can we get one of those little Incinerates, please? There we go. Let's go for the special 2 now. All right. Nice beefy damage. Very nice. And I'm not even giving him a chance to dash in. Here, let's try it. Dash into this. Come on. Oh, he purified them. That seems like that shouldn't be happening. I feel like that's not supposed to happen. So I might have to talk to some people about that and see what they think. So this is getting purified, but the Suicide Masteries on a poison and bleed immune robot is not getting purified currently. That seems wrong. But regardless, Act 7 health pools, right, completely demolished, and that was with something going wrong, right? So obviously, man, this guy, so good for this kind of content. You kind of go in, special 2, special 1, and the fight is kind of over. And you know I said that you don't need Strife for like the short form content, right? But I really do notice an increase in damage just by that second special 1. You're up plus 50% on the burst damage, which is nothing to scoff at. Like I said, it goes up to 300%, right? After 12 special attacks. You're not going to be using 12 specials in story content, but just the ability to get through these fights in like 1 less special attack, that's a very valuable thing, man. And you know, Mcoc, Strife, and Cable, that's not the worst trio to be bringing in to quests. So yeah, maybe let's try and find another lane that he'd be good for as well. He's good for like most of the lanes. That's the thing. I'm trying to find a lane that like he's like really good for, that like really showcases how freaking amazing he is. But like he's good on like just about every single lane in the game. Almost. Not all of them, but a lot. Well, this just looks like quite a bit of fun. Special Connoisseur, Mutant Mastery. Whenever a mutant attacker applies a debuff to the defender, they have a 40% chance to gain an indefinite prowess buff, increasing special attack damage by 30%. Yeah, we gotta try this one. This one looks like a whole heck of a lot of fun. So yeah, obviously lots of debuffs with Mcoc. Obviously he's a mutant. Obviously he has prowess. So he's going to be really good for everything going on here. Yeah, let's just jump right in and go for our special 2, special 1 rotation. And I feel like that's probably going to just completely kill this guy. Now, you know, he is bleed immune for the time being, so he can't place lots of bleeds for the prowesses. Maybe it will still come up. No, it won't even come up. It's just immune. Which, you know, makes sense because he is immune. Now that he's not immune, we can just kind of stack these up. Beat out the special 2 from this guy. All right, we have a lot of extra prowess here, man. So this is going to be a nice, solid special 2. Right about after this heavy. Boom, let's see. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that's not too bad, guys. Oh, baby. Yeah, so this is like the type of stuff, man, that Mcoc just... I don't want to say he cheeses it, because I don't really know if it's cheese per se, but it's quite good. Quite good. Let's just say that. So yeah, man, like this is just an example of like how dominant Mcoc could possibly be in like endgame content. So let's do 1 or 2 more here, and this video is getting about a little long, so we could probably cut it off here. But yeah, the health pools are around 430,000, so Mcoc is rinsing right through it, of course. All right, Black Panther Civil War. Now another thing that I brought up earlier is how he is immune to stun while he's attacking, right? So if I were to hit Black Panther through his block with my light attack, watch. 2 things happen. 1, he gets stunned, right? Because he can't purify my debuffs. And 2, he can't reflect it onto me. Now, I'm not sure if he can reflect the stun in general, because I can't have my debuffs purified. I'm not actually sure. I'd like to test that. Let's test it. Not too bad. Looks like we're kind of immune to that Black Panther Civil War stun reflection BS, which is kind of nice, man. So that's actually some utility that I wasn't even aware that he had. That's definitely nice. So yeah, man, look, a special 2, special 1, I guess 450,000 health on this size health pool, right, on these nodes. Good stuff. And this is pretty much going to end him right here. Definitely. Yeah. So, Mcoc, man, great stuff. So happy to finally have this guy at rank 3. I'm sure I'll make, you know, an ultimate showcase video on this guy eventually. Those take a really long time to make. I just wanted to get some initial gameplay out on him. Just to say, like, hey, took this guy up to rank 3. He's really good. If you're on the fence about taking your Mcoc to rank 3, I recommend you do it because he's really good. He's good just about everywhere. So much utility, so much damage, so much fun to play. Suicide friendly, good without suicides. There's just so much you can do with him too. His champion is going to be like involved at the high level of the game for a very long time. I'll probably take him to rank 4 eventually too, I think. I'm thinking like Omega Red will be my first rank 4 mutant because I love the guy so much. And then probably Namor eventually for Prestige. Unless he's not in the top 5 anymore, then I'll have no reason to take him up to rank 4, and he'll be fine at rank 3, 6200. And then after that, I'll probably get Apocalypse up to rank 4. Because he's just that good. Alright, man. That's going to be it for this one. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about seeing Big Daddy Mcoc up at rank 3. And make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that rank 3 Professor X video coming to you very soon. I'll be seeing you around.